Damn it. I can't even. Oh, Lord Jesus. I was muted this whole time. Thank y'all for letting me know in the chat, but let me do that again. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Just My Opinion. I really do appreciate it. Happy Saturday, happy Saturday, happy Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you got a lot done today so far this afternoon. I was washing some clothes. I went to the grocery store, tried to get some exercise in this morning, but I'm here to talk to you about this episode of Atlanta, season 4, episode 8, recap and review. This one right here, guys, is titled The Goof Who Sat by the Door, an in-depth look at the making of the American classic, A Goofy Movie. Guys, as y'all are coming into this room, this space, this live broadcast, please let me know what you thought about the episode. Also, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Give me all the thumbs up that you possibly can. I would really appreciate it. And guys, is this episode like, how did y'all feel about it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere between? Do you think that this episode is the best episode out of the whole, not just season 4, but out of the whole series? You know, it was, wow, this one right here really had me shook. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely want to hear from you guys. I would love to. I would love to. So please give me that thumbs up as you're coming on into the room. I have 32 people watching right now. So hopefully I have 32 thumbs up. And just like Elliot had put up a notification on his community tab the other day, they did give us these episodes very late. Like we usually get it like a few days or, you know, sometimes up to a week before it comes out. But they gave it to us just like a few hours and we was just working on some other things. And I was like, you know what, instead of doing a video, I'm just going to go live with you guys. And so that's what brings us here today. We're live right now on YouTube at justmyopinionreviews.com. No, youtube.com/justmyopinionreviews, twitch.com/justmyopinionreviews. You can follow me on social media. And like always, guys, now there will be an audio only version of this broadcast. If you would like to, just download it. If you don't want to use up all your data from YouTube, you can just get the audio only version. And I am on all of these platforms right here, including SoundCloud. So go ahead and check me out if you don't mind. I'll go ahead and just start kind of shouting you guys out. I got Jordan Neal reactions. They really got me in the first half. I thought it was real dead. We're going to definitely talk about that. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you for being here as well, Jordan. I do appreciate it. We also got James Hathaway in the building. R.I.P. Thomas Ronald Washington. R.I.P. my brother. R.I.P. R.I.P. Like I said, we got to pour one out for our homeboy Thomas. Zia Latrice in the building. A OG moderator in the building. Thank you so much for being here, Zia. There's nobody. ... Is he still out there? Is he still out there? Is Thomas Washington Donald Glover? Is that what he was trying to say in this last episode? Let me know. And Zia, thank you for being here. Denise Nicole, what's up? Peace. Thank you for being here. Jonathan Bowen, audio is okay. Yeah, I got you. I got the audio. But thank you for being here, Jonathan. Thank you for being here, Jarek. Thank you for being here, Aries. Also, Manrico01, thank you for being here. K the Bookworm, good. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Bot Boy Versus, what's going on? Jonathan Bowen, what's good? I already said what's up, but hey, what's up again? TD Perry Chatham, Volume, thank you for being here. All right, we got welcome to the now. I never seen you before, but thank you for being here the whole time. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Aisha K was good, and I'm glad y'all loving the episode. I'm seeing these comments come through now. This episode was the first episode that left me speechless. I agree, Jerry. I agree. I hit up Elliot as soon as I was done, like, bro. That's all I said in the DMs, and he knew exactly what I was talking about because I was speechless as well. Yes, the broken goofy laugh. Yes, very haunting. I mean, they did such a good job, but I'm upset though. I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm upset about this episode. I'm gonna see if y'all agree with me or not. We also have Marnie Davis in the building. The Goof Who Sat by the Door is a great episode. Agreed. And also 3D Winters. Who and what was this actually for? Who and what was this actually for? I'm just gonna say for entertainment value, but thank you for being here, 3D Winters. And y'all share the video. Let's see if we can get at least 10,000 people watching live. That would be great. I doubt it, but that would be great. And Zia Latrice, this episode was the perfect mix of silliness and genius. I wish this wasn't the last season. Zia, I could not agree with you anymore. Thank you for the lovely, lovely comment. Now, guys, like I was saying, how upset I was with this episode, and it really frustrated me. Not the first time I saw it, but the second time, is I thought it was real. I thought this was real. Like, I thought this really happened. I was like, what is going on? How do we not know this history? How do we not know of Thomas Ronald Washington? I'm like, this dude is a new hero of mine. Are you serious? I was finna download, buy some posters, frame it, put it up on my wall in my bedroom, somewhere in my apartment. I'm like, and I was just mad. I was angry. I was like, oh, they murdered this man and they got rid of the body. What, we got to find Thomas. I was upset, y'all. I thought this was real. Like, but then the second time I watched it, I was just paying attention to a little bit more. And then I just started doing some research and I was like, wait a minute. Because the first thing I Googled when the episode came out was Thomas Ronald Washington, and nothing came up. And then I typed in Thomas Ronald Washington and I put Disney behind it, Disney CEO, and nothing came up. I was like, man, they really scrubbed the internet and tried to get rid of all this. They're trying to hide it and all this. What's up, Palmer? I hope you thought it was real. Yes, I did, and I'm not ashamed. You didn't think it was real at all. You knew it was fake the whole time. I mean, if you didn't, that's cool, but they tricked me, man. They fooled me. I thought this was real. So y'all probably laughing like, this guy here, how in the world did you think this was real? Hey, they got me. I thought it was real. I thought it was real. But we're gonna break this thing down. Of course, I came in with the Tevin Campbell intro music, or him performing at D23. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. And if you don't know who Tevin Campbell is, the gentleman was born in 1976. He's an American singer and songwriter. This is what the gentleman looks like. Of course, I was just singing this song. And if you want to know the relevance of this, he's the one that sung the song in the Goofy movie when they were performing at the end of the stage on the stage. Wait a minute, Zia, are you hating on my singing now? Are you telling me to stop singing? Is that what you're doing? Don't be hating on my singing now. Don't be hating on my singing. Miss Eve, I thought I was the only one that Googled it. No, I Googled some stuff too. I thought it was real until about 2 hours ago. Yeah, I was in there. But let's get into this episode right here of Atlanta, season 4, episode 8, titled the Goof Who Sat by the Door. The Goof Who Sat by the Door. Can we talk? I'm just doing it again because Z is hating on my singing. Now, even before I press play on the episode, the Goof Who Sat by the Door, I immediately thought, I'm like, wait a minute. This reminds me of the Spook Who Sat by the Door. Has anyone read that book? Has anyone seen that movie? Please let me know in the comment section. I have it right here. Excuse me, on Wikipedia. The Spook Who Sat by the Door came out in 1969 by Sam Greenlee, is the fictional story of Dan Freeman, the first Black CIA officer, and of the CIA's history of training persons and political groups who later used their specialized training in gathering intelligence, political subversion, and guerrilla warfare against the CIA. And CIA, excuse me, I said CEI, CIA. And it came out in 1969. Here is the cover of the book right here. If I wanted to make it bigger, here you go. Now, this was also a movie, and let me know if you've seen the movie or not, or if you've read the book. I would really appreciate it. But here is a poster for the movie that came out in 1973. I have not seen either. I haven't read the book or I haven't seen the movie. But after watching this episode, I am inspired to watch this film. I don't know if I'll have enough time to read the book. It's very important, but I will say this. I will watch this film and I will try my best to get you guys a review for it by the end of the year before we go into 2023. Okay. And so let me know if you guys are interested in it. I may do a review or I may go live or I may do both. We'll just see. But of course, this is biting off of the spook who sat by the door. Again, this is the film right here. And then we do have the book right here by Sam Greenlee. And let me know in the comment section if you have read the book or if you have seen the movie. I would really appreciate it. You guys letting me know down in the chat. I saw a few more comments coming in. Let me see. I have read the book and saw the movie, and that is why I'm confused by a spoof of something so important. Really, what you confused? I read the book and saw the movie, and that is why I am confused by a spoof of something. So, I see what you're saying. Well, the reason I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Actually, I can get to it now. My interpretation of it, and you can describe this episode at Goof who sat by the door as a spoof, but I wouldn't say that. Now, the reason why is we got our buddy right here, Thomas Ronald Washington. And I thought he was a real person, but he is not. He is an actor. And let me try to find that exact 1 second here. I thought I had it. Let's see here. Goof who sat by the door. Of course, this gentleman right here is in. Wait a minute. Where's the cast? Okay, here we go. Here we go. This man's name is he played Tom Washington, Eric Berryman. And when I was watching this, I didn't really catch it the first time. It's a fictional character. I didn't catch it the first time, but the second time I watched it, and I watched this thing 3 times. I wanted to watch. That's why I postponed the live, because I was like, let me just watch this one more time. To me, Thomas Washington, Thomas Ronald Washington, and Donald Glover, they do have similarities. That's what I got out of this, because if you watch any of Donald Glover's entertainment, whether it was This Is America music video that he came out with a few years ago that went viral, or you just look at all of his episodes that he has in Atlanta, he does always take the time, even if it's shoehorned in, to make a message, to make a statement, and because he wants to get his message out there to the masses. And I kind of feel like that's what he's doing in Hollywood, sneaking in Hollywood in the back door. I don't know if you guys know Donald Glover and some of his earlier pieces of entertainment that he would come out with. It was not serious at all. It was extremely goofy and dumb and just over the top craziness, but he did that just to get into the door, to sneak in. And now that he's gained he's gained some popularity, he has a large following. The more he does that, he's just going to be dropping jewels in to kind of like wake up his people for freedom and justice. And so I kind of feel like that's what Donald Glover is doing, with his entertainment, whether it's films, television, or music. Kind of like Thomas Ronald Washington. He had an opportunity. He started out as, a small animator, but when he was moved up to the CEO, he was like, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity I have, to shut this thing down. I could be completely wrong in that assessment, but that's just kind of how I gathered it. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Drew Gilbert, the thing with a lot of Glover brothers material is some of it does derive from fact. Agreed. And I need to check out both. What's up, Bobo Verse? Talking about the book and the movie. Right on. Such a great episode it was. Hope these last 2 episodes follow the main cast. Right. I got you. I ain't mad at you. Fictional character, but non-fiction events were in the storyline. Agreed. They did a great job blending both facts and fiction. Also thought of Kanye too, with how mad is going on. Yes. As a Black animator, I'm still stunned to speak, inspired and shaken. What's up in David Duel? Excuse me if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. But that was my interpretation of it, 3D Winters. And so, let me know if you do, disagree or agree or not. But I love this episode, guys. I love this episode. And like just the way it started off, I was like, man, this is like super duper serious. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, But I was like, man, the way it started off, just talking about at the request of band's lawyers, we acknowledge that though this story you're about to see has been fact checked to the best of our ability, certain details presented may not be endorsed by the Walt Disney Company. And so they had me sold right there, and I'm like, oh my God, what are they finna tell us? That Freddy Krueger is real? That may sound silly and stupid to you, but that's what came across my mind. I was like, really, what's going on? I'm nervous. But even going back to that, right before that, it said Black American Network. And I was like, where have I seen this from? I was like, it's not UPN. Where have I seen band before? Black American Network. And then when I did a little bit of research, I saw that Atlanta used this before in some of the past episodes. BAN, BAN, Black American Network, is the 7th episode of the first season of the FX series Atlanta. So this is not real either. And I thought it was. This is not real either. They use this in season 1, like I just said. Atlanta recap Black American Network. Donna Glover is a national treasure. And so they're just, kind of rehashing some things that happen, in season 1. And I like them for that. I like them for that, and so it made it seem really authentic, but it fooled me. But when they started going into the details of Disney having to go into bankruptcy, and then the Little Mermaid saved them. Of course, they won Best Picture for Beauty and the Beast, and then they also had worldwide box office records from The Lion King. I was like, man, this is like really authentic, and I'm looking into all this. And then we have this lovely, lovely sister right here by the name of Jenna Wortham. And she is an actual real journalist in real life. I did look it up. I did verify that. Here she is right here. She's playing herself, Jenna Wortham, and Jenna Wortham. And they really got me. I'm sorry, I keep wiping my nose. I don't know what's going on, but they really got me here, relating this to the 1992 LA riots with the beating of Rodney G. King. I was only 8 years old at the time, and so I kind of vaguely remember all this, but it did pull on my heartstrings because this does remind me of, Sandra Bland, everybody getting upset about that, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, and most recently, our boy George Floyd. Rest in peace to all of our brothers and sisters. And so they already had me hooked right here, and I was just really, really, upset about all of this. And then the way that they hooked me into this is one of the songs that they started off in the very beginning of this. And I did Shazam it because I wanted to know the name. But as they was pulling this up right here, saying Disney names first black movie in teen head, and then they brought us to Thomas Ronald Washington right here and said the goof who sat by the door. If you go back and you listen to the music, it was really moving. And it was a song called Crooks in Suits. And it's Crooks and Suits, Dark Politics. And I kind of want to download that song or listen to it more. But it was very important, very pivotal moment right here at the very beginning of the episode to kind of just sink you in and let you know that this is serious. And then even in, like, Disney is a large conglomerate. It's one of the largest companies worldwide, and they are money hungry. They are greedy. And so I thought the song fit when it's calling, Crooks in Suits. You have all these men back here in suits, and they could be considered as crooks, especially since I thought this was a true story and they got rid of Thomas. I'm like, man, they're really firing on all cylinders right now. And I'm loving every moment, every aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm blown away already, just at the very beginning, the opening. What's going on, Miss Van and Roses? You are exactly right, Brandon. Thank you. I thought I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm not mad at you for feeling that way. Their guy in the book infiltrated the CIA. Tom Washington infiltrated Disney. Right on. Love it. The cross eyes did not seem real. It seemed like the first tip off. But I think this episode offers a commentary on the seductiveness of the industry and temptation to sell out. And of course, yeah, I agree with that 100%. But our boy Thomas didn't sell out. He was like, "No, I'm about to make the blackest movie of all time, and I'm not holding back." And guys, they did such a great job with the production of this. Like it was a documentary, and like the old footage, like man, how much work did they put into this? I'm thinking these are real people, and they're not. These are actors, fulfilling a role, tricking the hell out of me. I'm thinking this is really Thomas's mother. They going back to, them getting married. And unfortunately, they said that Thomas lost his father his freshman year in college when he went to SCAD. And SCAD is a real institution as well. I got that pulled up right here. SCAD today. What is it called exactly? The Southern College of Art and Design. Yeah, yeah, they were pulling on everything. But Thomas, they said in the thing that he was named after Tom Jones. And if you don't know who Tom Jones is, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual. I don't know the rest of the words. Dun, dun, dun. And when I see you crying, it's not unusual to see me cry. Y'all know that from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, Carlton. That's what I can do the dance, but I'm sitting down, so I'm not gonna stand up. I'm gonna keep the live going. But yeah, man, they were just making it all super authentic. I'm thinking this is real, but it's not. Throwing all these references in there. And just sometimes, this Thomas and Donald Glover are like, I mean, they're mimicking each other in this because we have this gentleman right here, and his name was Philip Washington. He was saying that he was Donald Glover's cousin, not Donald Glover's cousin, excuse me, but Thomas's cousin. But he's not real. He's an actor as well. His name is J. Davon Johnson. But he was very convincing in his message, talking about how Thomas was different. He just wanted to draw, and people made fun of him, and people called him white and stuff like that. And guess what? That is the exact same thing that Donald Glover went through. I mean, I know people have given him a hard time that he's different. He's not what you're supposed to consider as black or the stereotypical black. And he got teased. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just all over the place, and how Donald Glover's real life does relate to this Thomas Ronald Washington character. And so yeah, it's just another gem right there. Now, did anybody watch Astro Boy? I did not, but of course I've heard of this before. And it's just kind of sad that I think he said that Thomas was either 8 years old at the time, or I can't remember exactly how old he said, but Thomas was already conscious as a child, just saying, okay, hey, maybe can Astro Boy come and save us? And he like, wait a minute, what kind of 8-year-old boy would do this? Usually, you got your white kids watching television and all this, but he talking about Astro Boy coming to save us. Who thinks like that? And he was just so frustrated because of racial oppression, and didn't really have an outlet, and just knew that life wasn't fair. And I'm just like, man, you gonna get me with race and all that. And he is it's real sad. It's real sad. But Thomas just wanted to draw. He didn't understand why drawing wasn't cool or anything like that, got made fun of. And it really broke my heart. And the thing is this is where he went to SCAD right here. And freshman year, this is where he lost his father. He just wanted to draw. And again, this guy thought he was a real dude, but he's an actor playing Mark Diller. His name is Jerry Winsett. I've never heard of him before. But y'all, like, I just can't believe how convinced he was, because that was like, he went to SCAD, and there was an animator by the name of, I think I have it, Art Babbitt, who created the character of Goofy. And I have that right here. And I like this. Goofy, he was adult. He was someone who wasn't aware of how slow-witted he really was. And he thought long and hard before he did anything. And then he did it wrong, by Art Babbitt. And that really did resonate with your boy Thomas. And came out, and he also had the analysis of the Goof. And I wish I had the whole commentary of the analysis of the Goof, but there's a piece of it right here. He can move fast if he tries to. And let me remove this banner, but will rather take things slow. And that was racist as hell to me, because we know that they had Goofy, excuse me, um, filled with racial stereotypes of him eating the watermelon. And black people love watermelon. Yeah, here we go right here. And at one time Thomas was like, well, Goofy's a nigga, right? He's a black person, right? And so just all those racial undertones. Y'all let me know, growing up, did y'all refer to Goofy as a black person? I did not. I can see it now, but I did not refer to Goofy as a black person. And you guys let me know if you did, because that was interesting to me. That was interesting to me. All caps here, not the best episode ever, but it's definitely the most brilliant and daring episode in Atlanta. I do agree with that 100%. I do agree with that 100%. Was dying with Tom's neck dancing. Right on, right on, right on. I was dying too. I was dying too. But this is the person right here that did inspire Thomas when he was at SCAD. And when he was, trying to submit his application, he was like, yeah, I want to go to Disney, and be super optimistic, and he was laughing at him. Everybody wants to, go to Disney. But Thomas, he wrote a series called Goofy Please. And I remember this. I remember seeing this in the 90s. These images. I could be wrong. But I remember this. And oh boy, it's just blown away. Like, God, guys, why did they trick us so much to make us think that this was real? Like, they did a hell of a good job. And your boy Thomas, he submitted his application. He created a flip book and a short film. And this right here is what got him into Disney. His short film called The Little Prince in 1990. And that's what's up right there, because they said that they was trying to bring in some more diversity into the company and all that good stuff. And so very, very interesting. I am not fond of watermelon, really. It's good. It's one of the healthiest fruits that you can eat. So again, if you can get some watermelon organic with the seeds, get some, extend your life. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. What's up, Mo Better? None of us did. I thought he was some sort of animal. Right on. Most of those old cartoon characters were caricatures of black folks. Right. That's true. That's true. Didn't know that Goofy was supposed to be black. I didn't either. Why does Prince look chubby? That's a good question. That's a good question right there. That's a good question. But here you go right here, Thomas. And like, come on now. Like, okay, of course these have to be real photos, but they just used it in a very creative way, and his cousin Philip was saying, hey, I didn't think Thomas was going to make it because his freshman year, that's when he did, lose his cousin or whatever. But now, right out of college, he lost his dad, and the company is doing pretty well, like she said. But Thomas is mad because they got all these riots. And I like the fact it's the crazy thing is that I found interesting is, as black people, of course, we're tired of being, mistreated and oppressed and killed, and it's unfair system that we live in. But a lot of us don't know how to vent our frustration, and we don't have an outlet and all of that. And it was one of the moving parts of this episode is when he said he was talking to his mom on the phone. I was like, Mom, I just want to go down there, and she was like, well, baby, you don't need to riot. And why I got her eyes bucking right here? That's crazy. But you don't need to riot. You need to be riding with that pen and that paper of yours, and I know he didn't want to hear that, but he was pissed. He was pissed off, as I would too, as I would be too, But they brought Thomas in there. He's writing and doing his stuff, and he was shook. He was mad at all this. I don't blame him. I would be mad too. And this image alone, I was like, man, they're really capturing this man's feelings right here about how sad and frustrated he is, and that's just messed up. But he's a young animator coming in, pissed off, angry. And this is the kicker right here. They said that, and this guy's an actor too, that one of the gentlemen, the CEO, went on a sabbatical, and that's like a paid leave. Michael Eisner was the Michael Eisner put Dennis Stevenson in charge, and this is Dennis Stevenson right here. Said he had a health emergency and passed away, and they was trying to bring in somebody else. They was trying to bring in this guy, but they did not realize that they had the wrong dude. They had the wrong dude. And I wish I had the image of it, but what happened? I thought I had the image of Thomas popping up, but I don't, unfortunately. But it's okay. We can move on. They voted for the wrong Thomas, and at this point, it should have clicked in my brain that this was fake, because how can you have a boys club behind the meeting of a handshake and that follow through as you're going to be the CEO of a multi-billion dollar corporate conglomerate? They just tried to sweep it under the rug. And I was like, wow. And I got upset, y'all. I got upset because I'm like, how did I not know this was going on? How did I not know that Disney had a black CEO for a short period of time? That was really interesting. That was really bizarre. But, as our girl right here was saying, Thomas took advantage of that power, and he looking all professional, like he just like, I'm finna change the game. What are y'all thinking about that? TD Perry Chapman, yes, Donald Glover was a curse and a blessing in this episode. It was so real. I agree. Quentin Guidry, B1 FBA, all of them in there. I always suspected at Daffy Duck was low-key black. I never got that from Daffy Duck. Just an oversight, because I never got the fact that our boy Goofy could be black as well. But you guys let me know what you think about that. And thank you for being here. I see that we have 69 people watching right now. But let me see how many thumbs up we have. Okay, 54 thumbs up. That's pretty good. So I do appreciate I do appreciate all that. But guys, if you was in Thomas's position, what would you do? Would you toe the line, or would you try to take advantage of the opportunity that he had as well? I definitely would not toe the line. I definitely would try to take advantages as well, But you guys let me know what you think about that. But I'm loving this right here. I'm just shocked and just blown away. And what was also funny is when he went to his cousin talking about, hey, I'm working for Disney now, but I'm not just working for them. I'm the CEO. And of course, I would have been crying, laughing too. I wouldn't have believed him. I would have been like, yeah, yuck. But then he said he took him to his office, and then people started greeting him. And he went from a smile, crying, laughing to like, oh shit, oh shucks, this dude is for real, And I love how unapologetic Thomas's character was. He wasn't playing no games. He said on the first day he scared the hell out of them. This guy right here, Gary Welch, he's an actor too. And I just keep saying that because they did such a great job in this episode. I thought everybody was real, but this is not a real character. His real name is Pat Dortch. Here he is right here, but I got to give it to him, and this is beautiful right here, man, where he was talking about, wait a minute, why are they doing this to Goofy? Pluto's a dog, Goof is a dog. So why is he letting Mickey do that to one of his own? Y'all, when I saw that, I was like, what? Seriously? Wow, this is crazy. But I love it. And he just scared the hell out of everybody. Like, hey, when we was all confused, like, we're just looking like, what the hell is going on? Like, nah, man, dogs don't need to be hurting dogs, and black people don't need to be hurting black people. Black people need to be on code and all of that. And I'm just like, yes, this is perfect. This is perfect. Thomas knows what's up, aka Donald Glover knows what's up. We don't need to, just these little gems that he's throwing in there, we don't need to be hurting ourselves and killing each other. We already got to deal with racism, white supremacy, so we got to have each other's back no matter what at all times. And I'm loving all of it. And this cat right here was funny. He was also one of the junior animators that came in. And I like how they explained all this too. Because I mean, I like film and television, but I don't know all the ins and outs of how it works. But the way they kind of explain this animation series here and like an in-betweener, because this guy was an in-betweener to where, you know, they draw the first panel and then the second panel, and then he just comes in and fills in the meat and potatoes. And I thought that would be kind of cool, but you know, he didn't like that. But Thomas came in and was like, no, I'm gonna make you the senior lead on this right here. You're gonna lead this whole thing. You got the power. And on what? He's like, man, we finna make the blackest movie of all time, a Goofy movie. Dun, 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 dun. You're gonna get my singing, y'all. You're gonna get my singing. Now, who has seen the Goofy movie? If you have not, or I'm pretty sure you have seen the Goofy movie. Is there, excuse me. If there's anybody in the chat right now who has not seen the Goofy movie, please let me know. I am dying to know because you are missing out. This is, I mean, I don't remember this movie in and out all the way, but I remember enjoying the hell out of it. This is actually one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I mean, I like this more than The Little Mermaid. I like this more than Beauty and the Beast. I don't like it more than Lion King. I want to exaggerate there. But I love the Goofy movie. Have y'all seen it? Is there anybody? What? Know everywhere about heart. Already, Maxine Shaw. Already. I love it. Welcome to the Now You Haven't. You're missing out. Check it out. Let me see what some of you guys are also saying. Kudos to Disney for allowing for this episode to get made. Yes. And I think Disney owns FX. I could be wrong. Goofy started in 32. His original name was Dippy Dog, changed to Dippy the Goof, and then just Goofy. Okay, I didn't know that. In that description of the character, Babbitt actually used it. Oh, snap. Thank you for the information. Thank you. I didn't know that. Thank you. I did think Daffy Duck was black too. Gotcha. You thought it was real because Glover is a genius in his approach. Right on, Zia. Right on. He is. Thank you. People that watch Atlanta were young in the 90s, so it looked like a real documentary, not too far-fetched. Right. And they also said in this that Thomas Ronald Washington was from Atlanta, East Atlanta. I caught that. I didn't catch it the first time I watched it, but the second time. I would have taken advantage if I knew I was getting fired. Anyway, hell yeah. I would do everything I want. Right. Great point. I did not catch the Pluto and Goofy reference. Oh yeah, that was key moment right there. Man, Morning, I've never seen the Goofy movie. Yeah, check it out. I'm torn. The LA Rise and that stuff really sold it, but that stuff is really tragic. And to intermingle it with a false story about a black man obsessed with Goofy, I don't know. Well, I mean, I understand and respect your concern, 3D Winters, but they wasn't making light of it. You know, like this was a serious episode and serious in tone. It was sad and shocking. If this like a spoof is goofy, there was nothing goofy about this. This was a very sad and daunting tale. And Donald Glover, like I just explained, he's telling his story through Thomas. And so, you know, yeah, I mean, to each his own. You know, you're entitled to your opinion, but if you're trying to say that this was in poor taste or disrespectful to the real life events, and you didn't say that, I don't want to put words in your mouth. It sounds like that, but I could be wrong. I'm not always right. But if that is what you're saying, I don't agree. But you know, you're still entitled to the way you feel. You know, so it's all good. If I did, I don't remember. I got you. That statement was profound. Never saw a Goofy movie. Please watch it. I didn't grow up on the Goofy movie. Came out before I was born. I got you. Okay. Daffy is white. His uncle Scrooge McDuck. Right. Yes, I was a Disney kid. Right on. Frank was the MVP of this episode. What's up, Jazz? Right on. Yeah, Disney owns FX. Okay. The in-betweener seemed absurd to me. So funny. That was just another tip-off. Really? Okay, I didn't catch that, but thank you. I love Goofy movie. I used to play it for my son all the time. One of my favorites. Right on, Tamika. Thanks for being here. Seems like the in-betweeners really would exist for. Seems like in-betweeners would really exist to free up creators. True. Gotcha. I do have Disney Plus, so I'll be adding it to my watch list. Is it on there? Is it on Disney Plus? If somebody don't mind, look it up for me if y'all got the app real quick. I was a teenager when it came out. It was great. It was great. Yes, it was. It was freaking fantastic. But we got the Goofy movie. One of my favorite Disney movies of all time. And now they're just talking about how Thomas met his wife, and all that. And Thomas looks like Goofy too, in a way, I'm pretty sure they just shot these scenes right here to make it look like that on purpose, you know. But you guys let me know if what you think about that. But this is another actress right here. She's not real. I mean, the character, at least her name is Sherry Richardson, playing Anna Spellman. And I think the last name is different because they split up in this fictional tale, but it is very convincing, guys. It's very, very convincing. I'm loving all this. And this was a really nice scene right here as well. We know that in the 90s, like the woman said, the journalist, that black masculinity on television and films, was in a weird place. She said queer comedy, and I don't really like that, how black men dress up in dresses. And I mean, that was popular back then, but we kind of know what the agenda was, from the dominant society. Is this right here New Jack City? I don't remember, and I haven't seen all of New Jack City, but you guys let me know. But because of that, Thomas wanted to reframe what black masculinity or black fatherhood looked like. And the film was just about a black man, Goofy, loving his family, being there, and just accepting his kids and loving them no matter what. And also, in the film, Goofy's son is named Max. His name is Max. Hi, Dad. And in this story, Thomas's son is named Max too, Maxwell Washington. That's why I'm thinking that this is real, y'all, because they hitting it like that. Okay, it is on Disney Plus. Okay, yeah, that is New Jack City. Okay, cool. Makes me want to watch a Goofy movie now. Please do. William Jones, this episode was so good on so many levels. Shout out to all my 90s babies. Yes. Sugar Hill flick, I think, not New Jack City. Okay. One of them. But yeah, man, when you have Max right here, and oh man, the look that Goofy has on his face, the where he just unconditional love for his son Max, and then your boy right here, Maxwell Washington, playing Thomas's son. Look at the acting throughout this whole performance. You thinking that he's really broken, but this is another actor by the name of Maurice P. Carey. He has, excuse me, he has an uncredited link for the Black Panther film that's about to come up, and the thing about it is he was breaking it down, talking about how Max came through swinging on a vine, swinging on a rope, dancing, slapping high five, talked about, and I have it written down right here, black exceptionalism and performance assimilation. And a lot of black people, we feel like that's what we got to do. And if you've seen the Goofy movie, the where's yet this, okay, you're looking at this image right here. You see the girl with the orange reddish hair with the brown nose to the right of the doggy girl with the glances. Max, this was his crush. And in the film, he was so hell-bent and driven on, okay, if I dress up like this character here, because this is Max, and he's dressed up like this character here, I can get the girl. If I perform and do all this, I can get the girl. And we don't got to do all that, And matter of fact, let me share this. Stop this right here. Okay. Share. Chrome tab. Let's see here. I would be, that would really suck if y'all couldn't. I did all that. But yeah, man, that was just one of the characters right there in the film. That's who kind of like Max was trying to intimidate, dancing and singing and singing and dancing. And that's cool. It ain't nothing wrong with entertaining, but we're more than that. You know what I'm saying? We're more than that. We're more than that. Bullseye, bullseye. Love it. Y'all, did y'all hear that? Let me know. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. You just made me think how many other documentaries have well-paid actors. Good point. Good point. Good point. You're right. Okay, can't nobody let me know in the chat if y'all can hear that? If y'all heard that? I mean, yes, we could. Thank you, Jazz. Appreciate it. I'm sorry to mean to yell at you or whatever, but thank you. Now, something that I did have another clip that I forgot to play. I'm gonna go ahead and play that right now. This is just more on the spook who sat by the door, and Nipsey Hussle was on the episode of The Breakfast Club, and he talked about this. And so I kind of just want to share this with you guys as well. So let me go ahead and do that. Hit a 1 in the chat if you can hear this.
On the album, you make a spook who sat by the door reference.
You know about that, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I read that book, but I don't think you a spook who sat by the door. I think your intentions are pretty clear.
Well, now I would say so, but even to the point we made earlier, that's one of the reasons I was so vocal about where I was coming from and what I represented, because I knew who I wanted to mobilize. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna name my last album "The Spook That Sat by the Door." You know what I mean? When I finished my situation with our partnership at Atlantic. And if anybody that ain't seen that movie or read the book, it's about a gang member from Chicago who, presented himself in a way he never caught no cases. He had a clean cut look, and he infiltrated the CIA.
Yep.
And he became educated and basically he used their agenda, which was to have a token nigga in the CIA for political reasons. You know, we gonna speak blunt, fuck it. He used it against him. And I think that in terms of hip hop, you think of the message that they embrace. I feel parallel with, like, you know what I mean? The power structure. I don't mean the culture of hip hop, but the power structure of music. They got prescribed personas they expect from us. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the way he used their intention against him was one of my underlying strategies. You know what I'm saying?
You got to put the medicine in the candy.
100%.
And what's interesting about that book, all his people used to call him an Uncle Tom and a coon,
you know what I'm saying?
Sellout.
Yeah.
But he was there working for them the whole time.
Yeah, and he I don't want to go blow nothing up like he did in the movie, you know what I mean? But just in terms of being able to mobilize his homies to a higher cause, you know? That's something I feel like we all got to do. Me and Kendrick and Top and Snoop. Kendrick talk about it in Dedication. We had a convo at the Pac premiere, just about.
Right on, man. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, my brother. Rest in peace, man. He's gone too early. I personally feel like it's a conspiracy of his death, but that's all I'll say about that. I was supposed to play that clip at the beginning of this broadcast, but I forgot. I got like 11,000 tabs up here, you know. But yeah, man, we're still getting to this goofy movie right here. If you haven't seen it, man, you missing out. This was a fire ass movie. It's only an hour and 18 minutes too. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I did not know that at all. But yeah, your boy here is acting great, and you know Max is performing, and they went fishing, and just like in the film, you know, and I just thought that was absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And so this was the kicker right here. When they was talking about this movie, if you've seen it, this was another key moment right here. What do I have on the screen right here, guys? I have a map. This was a pivotal moment in the Goofy movie when Max and his dad are kicking it, you know, doing their thing. They have a map, and Goofy's character wanted to entrust his son, like, hey, you have the responsibility of this. I'm going to listen to you. You tell us where to go. It was a key moment in this film, but they related it to the Green Book. And y'all know, if you did not know, you're about to know that during the 100 years of racial terror that Black people had to go through in the Deep South, there was the Negro Motorist Green Book right here. And this was a way for you to navigate through the South. This is from the Smithsonian. What roads you can take when if you came through a sundown town or something like that, like when the sun goes down, you know, you better be high in the way you're gonna come up missing, you know. So black people will have to use this book to navigate to stay safe. And that's what the map represented. I was like, what? Are you serious? They are dropping all these jewels. You know, like, this is incredible. This is amazing. Now, also in 2018, of course, we had the Green Book film with Viggo Mortensen and Mahershala Ali. He did get the Oscar for this. You know, and perform great job. It was a great movie too. And I do have my commentary. I do have a review for it on my channel if you want to go check it out and look how happy I am. But at the same time, this movie was great. It was fantastic. But at the same time, it still was problematic because it kind of had that, hey, everything is okay, racism is over, this was in the past type vibe to it. You know, so a white person that may be ignorant or not can see the film, get all emotional, and because they saw the movie or pay for a ticket, they just feel like, okay, I have contributed, you know, to society and racism. This is in the past. It's no longer an issue. It's no longer a thing. And that's not the case. This shit still, stuff still goes on. And so when they was, you know, relating that map in the film to this Green Book and all that in the Goofy movie, you know, I'm just like, man, this is incredible. I'm shocked, like for real, you know. So that's what the map represented, and I like my jaw hit the floor when I saw all of them explaining it. And this guy right here was just talking about all of the deeper meanings that they had in there as well. And so it's crazy. And yeah, let me bring that back up and take this banner down so y'all see that a lot of the film had deeper meanings in the word. And I'm just like, wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. You can watch the Spook Who Sat by the Door on YouTube. Yeah, you can. The whole I saw that last night. You can watch the whole movie. Lester's Possum Park didn't exactly feel like a Green Book stop. You silly. I think they need to make more movies and music with positive black families. I just found out Juice WRLD started taking drugs because he heard Future rapping about it. Media molds people. Unfortunately, it does. That was a real clip there. Nip hit on the head, and I ain't got no beef with Glover. I think that the brother is very talented and very clever with his directing. Just Goofy bothers me. I ain't mad at you, 3D. I ain't mad at you. I just added Goofy movie to my Disney Plus watch list already. Okay. Zia, I don't know how the driver is depicted in the movie, but that's another story. Okay, you talking about, I got you. They used the Green Book in Lovecraft Country too. Yep, they sure did. Goofy, what's up, JB? Goofy was always black to me. Right on. Great stuff from everybody. Great comments. But yeah, man, I had my hair like this too at one point in time. The box with the I had that, you know, for at least a month or two. And oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Now, this was a trip to me when they were trying to find out how to draw black animated. I mean, trying to draw black characters. You know, this dude is in the office. And this is another reason why I thought this was so real. Just all these reenactment scenes. This dude was hitting that hole. He was dancing, getting the jig, all of that, you know. And this was kind of mean to me too, how old dude came in and he wasn't like, you know, sympathetic at all. Dude, did he really get his ass whooped trying to go to a black barbecue? You know, don't say nothing stupid to get your ass whooped. But yeah. But he's trying to do it, man. And again, he's not holding back. You know, let me remove that banner so y'all can see that. The complaints started coming in, but he didn't care. He didn't want to pull back. And this was crazy to me right here when old dude said, they're trying to make me put this white boy in my movie. I'm like, wow. I mean, talking about Mickey. He's like, I don't. What I love, I don't know if I like the acting from this guy, Chris Spinks, who, you know, who is an actor. He's not a real person. There's no picture of him on IMDb, but his real name is Paul. Right here at the very far right, his name is Paul Clark. I don't know in these scenes if I like the dialogue, the message that they were saying, or his acting. You know, talking about what? It's a mouse. Like I'm just thinking, it's a mouse. Like, what are you talking about, white boy? And there, I see both sides of it. I see Chris's side of it, and I also see Thomas's side of it. You know what I'm saying? Just genius writing right there. You know, you guys let me know what you think about that as well. But like he said, he knew that he wasn't going to be there for a long time, just a fun time and all that. You know, this is not how black people dance. And look at him getting it in. You see this? Thomas could dance. Thomas was getting it in, man. Yeah, draw this. Draw this. This was a nice, lovely Kodak moment, in my opinion, that I thoroughly enjoy, you know, that I really thoroughly enjoy. I was believing all this was real. Yeah, I was too. I was too. Especially we when we get to the end here, I'm going to tell you where I started to get a little skeptical. But now I thought it was even more real when they started talking about how he has all this power and this dude having parties in there. And this is another key moment right here. He said when they was up there kicking it with, let me take this down, with your boy Brian McKnight, who was, of course, a recording artist, Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, Kadeem Hardison, Harrison Ford, Adina Howard, and all that. But then the dude talking about, he came in and poked his head in talking about who ordered the white rice. I was like, oh, they switching the racial things around, because you know when there's a bunch of white heads in the room and some black people come in there, they'll say some stuff like, man, it's really dark in here, or you know, who ordered this, or who burnt the toast, you know. But they flipping it around, and old dude's face was just didn't get it. We got our boy Sinbad in here. I'm like, how do we not know this is true? You got all these famous people that know this story of this black CEO, and I'm just not finding out about it in 2022. And this took place in 2022, not 2000, but 1994, 1995. And why my voice getting so high? You know, I was like, wow. And Sinbad, man, I love me some Sinbad. Sinbad is funny. I haven't seen him in a long time, you know, looking good, my brother, looking good, you know. But yeah. And he said, and Brian McKnight said that they was thinking about a song for the movie, a Goofy movie. And they said they had a Bryan Adams song, but they wanted to play Tevin Campbell, and that's all that they could talk about. Yes, Zia, I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna put the banner up first. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. But if you don't want to hear me sing, and since the episode is on Tevin Campbell, okay, I won't make you guys' ears bleed anymore. You can hear Tevin Campbell again if you want to. If I can even find where I put the song, because I moved it. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Together's where we both belong. All right, I'm done singing and dancing for the video. I just had to get it in. You know what I'm saying? Don't be hating. Don't be hating on my singing. Yes, I got a supporter. Sang, Brandon. Yes, I'm gonna drop an album. Miss Eve, like, please don't. She like, sing. I love that Tevin Campbell got his flowers for real, man. You know, he need to come back. Tevin still got it. He sure do. JB, Black culture contributes to almost everything we make up the fabric of this country. Exactly. Reparations. Hit them notes, Brandon. There you go. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna lose some subscribers. Nope, Goofy is Goofy. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. But yeah, man, where we at right now? Where we at? And so unfortunately, Thomas did not know how to vent all of his frustration. And what was sad was, you know, I guess this is where you can kind of pick up like, okay, maybe this is not real, you know, with these photos that he's taking in a Disney office, but it seems real. But your boy started to kind of lose his mind a little bit, you know, and it was really sad. And this is where a sad part comes. And there was, let me remove this banner so I can get help with these subtitles. But that's when he talking about, he pulled out the briefcase and you know, told the junior animator to come over there and be like, hey man, look, I got this briefcase with a gun in it. And he's like, why do you have a gun? I just have to remind these people that they don't know who the F I am. And I'm just like, damn, that sucks. Broke up with his wife. You know, he raised his fist to his son. Said he'd been fooling around, drinking a lot. Started sleeping at the office. Very sad stuff. Very sad stuff. He said you're gonna lose your son, and you know, seemed like the nicest guy in the world, you know. But they was at a meeting talking about the budget. And his wife left him. And this was one of the saddest moments right here. Like, Thomas, do you know what the budget is? He was like, yeah, I'm Goofy. And he and just started crying. You know, he said he was terrified. And I'm just like, why are y'all tricking me like this, making me think this story is real? Because I really thought it was the first time I saw it. And that broke my heart. This man is losing his mind because he wants to do something with the power he has, but he has no real support other than his cousin. His wife left him, his son, he's not getting along with his son, and this guy right here. You know, it's yeah. So they had to get him out of there, you know. And I don't know, I probably should have put it together that the first time I saw that this wasn't real when these photos right here was popping up in the episode. But at this point, I was convinced, and I was mad, and I was angry. But they offered this brother not $75,000, but $75 million to buy him out, paid out over 10 years. And then they start throwing the NOI here, the Nation of Islam. I'm like, okay, this has to be real. His bodyguard, one of his bodyguard was Al Shaheem X. Man, I thought it was real. I thought it was real. And this is what's crazy, man. They're talking about the end of the movie. I'm like, really? They really gonna have Goofy and Max get pulled over by a cop and not have this get shot on stage? What? Man, I would be broken too if they redid the movie without me and been put in all of this Bigfoot stuff. That would send me over the edge too. But now they're talking about how, you know, the body, you know, did you think the death was an accident? Y'all don't trick us like this, man. Don't trick us like this. Talking about the tape. I'm really sad. I'm really about to put on my detective hat and try to figure out what the hell happened to Thomas. We need to find the body. Is he in Antarctica somewhere? You know. But yeah, man, and you know, said that after the Goofy thing, you know, and then another thing I almost left this out. Instead of the Bigfoot and the concert, they wanted Max and Goofy to go to hit Henry Newton's Raton throne and for his son to realize that I'm doing all this for you. If that was true, y'all, that would have been like one of the most powerful messages I've ever known in my entire life. But unfortunately, that's not the case, you know. And on January, you know, they said that they couldn't find his body, and it really messed up his mom. And then they're gonna get us with the Goofy shoes and they got me. They got me. You know, but it ended on a high note. He was a great actor right here, man. And his wife that left him said he made one of the blackest movies of all time. He just wanted to fit in, black folks living their lives being funny, and he made the blackest movie of all time. Shout out in loving memory of Thomas Ronald Washington. Yeah, after I saw that right there, this is how I was when the credits hit. Okay, that didn't look right with a mic right there, but that's how I was. Yeah, man. But this was not a true story. This was not a true story. You know, I think Mickey Mouse. Hold on. I think Mickey Mouse, a white boy, is a mouse comments are pushed back by Donald Glover over Halle Bailey being cast as a Little Mermaid backlash. I think the Mickey Mouse white boy is a mouse comments are pushed back on Donald Glover's over Halle Bailey. Huh. Interesting, Marnie. Interesting. What you guys think? What you guys think? The Goofy Lab sent me a lot of mental health would earn going to the psychiatrist. True. Nice. I like him to see you. Oh, that's when I knew it was. Okay. I got you. Dang, you hoodwink, bamboozled scam. Right. The goofy shoes and gloves. More reasons why this doesn't have to be a final season. Yeah, man. It don't have to be. We can keep it going because this thing was phenomenal. This was phenomenal. And y'all, if you haven't seen the Goofy movie, check it out. You are missing out because this is right here is crazy good. Also, if you haven't read the spook, if you haven't seen the movie, watch the movie, read the book. Go check out my review for a Green Book that came out years ago. Pouring out for Thomas, man. Yeah, we didn't get any Darius. We didn't get any Paperboy. We didn't get any Vanessa. We didn't get any Earn. But we got some Thomas, though. So yeah, man, this was a fire ass episode. You guys let me know what you think. Also, the Goofy movie, it is a 61% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Only 28 reviews. So it's a good movie. Y'all need to check it out. And I'm just going through all of my other stuff right here, just trying to make sure I didn't leave anything out. You guys have any last commentary before we head out of here? Still haven't seen the Goofy movie. Pink Leslie reviews. What's going on, man? Yeah, you will appreciate this episode so much more once you do see it. So I strongly recommend it. Tanisha Hood, that episode message was heavy. Yes, it was. It was very heavy. Very, very heavy. But guys, either later on today or tomorrow, I will have my review out for Wendell and Wild, the Netflix movie produced by Jordan Peele. I didn't enjoy it, but I'll go ahead and tell you that now. But if you want my review, that is coming soon. It's already recorded. I just got to finish editing it. But guys, that is my recap and review for Atlanta Season 4, Episode 8. Again, sometime shortly, there will be an audio-only version of this available for you. It will be on SoundCloud and all of the outlets that you see right here. Also on my channel, you can check out my tier review. Also, I reacted to all of the reactions for the Black Panther Wakanda Forever world premiere. I've been talking about Love is Blind on my channel too as well. And I also have a fun spoilers review for Black Adam that I did with Eman, Elliot, and Kimberly. So you guys check that out. Okay. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 50K as soon as I can, and I can only do that with your help. Got your tickets for Black Panther? Right on. Paperboy hat in Season 3, the Goofy hat. Plot Booth's gonna die like, whoa, right. I forgot about that. Nice. I love that Sinbad and B-Mac was in this episode as well. Yep. Tier review was fire. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace, and I'll see you next time.